Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's a pleasure to be before you today. I thank God for allowing me to wake up, bring forth this message. Father, thank you for giving me an opportunity to bring forth this message. Allow those who hear, receive, and comprehend what they need to do as I go with this message. Write a comment. Last week, I was talking to someone about my book, and I gave them the title of the book. And for those of you who have not watched any of the videos when I started mentioning this book, I recommend go do it. Not just go do it. You learn something from it. And then yesterday I was sharing something with somebody. We were having a discussion. They were telling me about their life. And I was telling them about my life and what I do in writing. I've been writing for 48 years, back in the 70s. Writing from what I see, what I hear, what I think about, bringing forth parables and metaphors, saying, taking from what I'm hearing in the news or social media or whatever, and putting the Lord play on it. So I speak in metaphors. You think you know what I'm going to talk about, and flip the script and punch in another direction. Sometimes the title may get you mad or upset or make you go like, what are you talking about? And it's not designed for that purpose. It's just the way I bring forth my writing. And this one is no different. My book, An Alphabet Youth, as I mentioned when I first came about, An Alphabet Youth, I did not seek out to plan to write it. It came on the heel of me watching a bunch of videos that popped up on my YouTube feed. And I felt I should write a message or write a book pertaining to youth. And I asked God what should be the title, and I was given the title Alphabet Youth. The subtitle is Spiritual Wake-Up Call and its System of Influence. And I began to write, and the next day I felt that something was going to happen. Just had a weird feeling. And about 5:45 that particular day, we had an active shooter in Savannah, Georgia. And that's where the book was birthed from. Not about me talking about extensively about the shooters or who was harmed or anything of the sort. It was the catalyst, the foundation, the seed to bring forth this book. And all the titles in the book came to mind with the help of Grammarly, spell checker, AI, whatever, brought me to bring forth this book. First was 53 pages, now it's 127, into 61 chapters. Very good book. And why I say it's good, because I have not seen one out there like this particular book. I've seen videos where somebody's doing something about the alphabet letters, the shapes, and the colors. Alphabet letters, the shapes, and the colors. You can YouTube it and see what I'm talking about. But mine is very unique. Why is it unique? Wherever you are right now, whatever your name is, everything comes from 26 letters of the alphabet. There's nothing in this world that does not have one of the 26 letters. Your name, your furniture, your car, your job, your bank account, money, or whatever you can think of, begin with one of the 26 letters in the alphabet. Your whole body, every organ, every tissue, every cell, everything in your body comes from one of the 26 letters. Our behavior, the things that we do, the good and bad, come from the 26 letters of the alphabet. Everything begins with the alphabet. A nasty attitude profanity, illicit sexual behaviors, ungodly thoughts. Anything you can think of comes from 26 letters. Why is that important? To let you know, I say we live in a world of alphabets. I'm communicating. My words are coming out of my mouth. You're hearing them. It's letters. You have a cell phone. It's letters. Binary codes coming through the air. And who remember the movie The Matrix, where you first come on and see the screen with the da-da-da like that? That's what we're in the midst of right now. You even see it in the movie Lucy and a lot of other movies out there. We're living in the alphabet world. You can have a nasty alphabet behavior. And you don't have to address it in that manner, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. The title, Transgender Alphabets. It may be offensive to some. They may think you know what I'm talking about. Now take a look at this board. I hope I can make it see. You see various letters on this board. PAC, DODG, EMAN, DAY, FRI, DAY, SUN, and OELLH. These are mixed up transgender type alphabet. How can it be? If I take the word hello and combine it with cat and say it's the same thing, I'm wrong. If I can take any word, name, and mix it with long and spell it that way and say it really means name, but it would be wrong. We have a lot of mixed up. Don't look at the transgender is the hook, is the niche to get you to think. The words that we speak, the conversation, people say, I can't understand you. Everything you're saying is mixed up, it's confusing. It's like you don't know what you want to say. Transgender communication, coming from a male or female. Not talking about the sexual choices that people make. I want you to look at what I'm saying as it pertains to alphabet and our behavior. Again, I'm not coming from a position of sexual gender. I'm coming from a position of our communication can be a form of transgender because I'm a man and you are, that person is a woman. So transgender, male or female, is communicating in a way that is confusing, and they want people to believe, want people to think. And I'm going to read the chapter in this particular book, my book, to see what I mean. Again, it's not about someone's sex. The choices you make is your own. But I want you to be aware of where I'm coming from. So let me begin with this chapter. Chapter 14 in the book is not a, you can go to Amazon.com, type in the alphabet youth, hit the Kindle version of the book, they'll let you read 9 chapters. Hit the paperback version, you see 5 chapters. Take a look at the table of contents and you'll find some interesting thoughts. Chapter 14 in the ebook and in the paperback. Let me begin. In the private and public sector, written and text-based information is used to communicate. When a text is sent, I've heard, be sure the information is correct and that there are no errors. Because once you press the send button, you cannot get it back. That's true. When information is written, it is passed on to the appropriate individual to review the document for misspelled words. Mistakes reveal your alphabet thinking, giving others the impression that you don't know anything. And who are you to expect others to agree with your misguided alphabet choices, which brings up a new look at the alphabet, which brings up a new look at the transgender alphabet. I've heard and seen videos of some alphabet individuals saying that they are not what their alphabet bodies are revealing. They are verbally erasing their alphabet sex and want to be referred to as an alphabet transgender. No more, no name, no more he or she. It is now them and she. A non-binary alphabet individual does not conform to the tradition and does not identify with any gender, like he or she, male or female. They are often, when others correct their spelling alphabet and refuse to conform to the misguided alphabet. When individuals do not agree with them or do not address them as him or her, angers follow and claims of disrespect arise. The sexism of the race card is played. When any person attempts to point out the misspelled transgender binary alphabet, they are accused of discriminating against the misspelled self-appointed alphabet of transgender behaviors and communication. There are pregnant alphabet females who have decided not to say whatever, whether it's a boy or a girl. The child will decide what they are when they grew up. Gender reveal parties now result in unknown declarations. It is considered wrong to say the alphabet child is a male or female. Some persons have signed alphabet documents to allow their alphabet used to receive alphabet surgery to remove their alphabet birth sexual organs. In addition to the performance-enhancing drugs are used, here's the shock of changing one true birth alphabet sex does not change their DNA. The male and female print is coded in the genes. Transgender alphabets will experience no acceptance from their DNA. Removing sexual organs to fit unguided choices and thoughts does not change the DNA. No alphabet person, as far as I know, has the power to completely change their DNA before going under the alphabet knife. Oh, sorry, Mr. Page. Back up. Apologize. Stay stick together. Before going on the alphabet knife. When they submit to the surgery, they may experience inward and outward rejection from their DNA in some individuals. They will face mental and emotional alphabet problems and more. We are told to be sure our text and document use the correct alphabet. Now we are told it's okay to accept misspelled transgender identities into the correct 26 letters alphabet. They want us to believe they created themselves. Genesis 1:27, King James Version, God created a man in his image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, created to them. Them. We can call ourselves anything. It does not change or erase God's alphabet that is formed from his image. Like I said, it's not a condemnation. It's not what you did is wrong. You don't hear that in here. I'm just simply showing you how you can take the 26 letters, anyone can take 26 letters, any one of the 26 letters, and make their own story in a way that will make someone think. Alphabet, we're told to make sure when we type a letter or send out something on our phone and misspell a text and people can take it the wrong way. So you misspelled that letter. You are a man or a woman, you have a gender, and you spoke something that's not correct. You translate, you transfer, you transmit a wrong letters in your text on your letters. So you see where I'm coming from? By showing you misspelled transgender, not focusing on exclusively putting down or saying something in a wrong manner. Don't go there. I'm showing you that everything that we do comes from 26 letters of the alphabet. This is one way that's okay. And I close by saying that everybody has a DNA. I'm a male. My DNA, under the microscope, from the mind of God, say I'm a male. Female, black, white. Everybody has a different DNA. Well, anything I don't believe you that. When a body is unalive and found in the grave or in the woods or pulled from the ocean, unrecognizable, they take a sample from that person and the DNA will tell them that that is a male or female, and sometimes they can even get close to how they died and how they was unalive or self-inflicted or whatever. The DNA. Our DNA, my DNA, know that I'm physically a male. Your DNA know that you're physically male or female. When I go under the alphabet knife, because the alphabet, the knife is an alphabet, see where I'm coming from? And I change my alphabet gender because I believe that I'm not what I've been born. But one thing that you're not told, those who hear this for the first time, I know someone who experienced something, that your DNA was not changed. And you're going to have problems emotionally, mentally, and physically, and acceptance within self and acceptance from other people. Because your DNA know that you was born a man, born a woman. And when you go in the direction of the different alphabet of life, of humanity, or thinking, whatever, you don't have to be a physical surgery or anything. When we change or think differently, as pertains to our DNA, you're going to fight. And you're going to end up going to counselors and doctors and taking medicine and saying you got emotional issues and whatever. And I have seen videos where people have regret the alphabet decision and they feel much happier, or they don't regret it, but they struggle with their choices and don't know why they're experiencing it. I'm telling you today, I'm not a medical doctor, but I do know that the DNA, my DNA, as a black man is different from a white man or a Chinese man or a brown man or a blue man. Everybody has a different DNA. When I do something to my body that affects me on the outside or whatever, when I have no power to change my DNA to agree with my outward appearance, I'm going to have a problem. So we can have two things. So I'm introducing tonight. You can look at it from a physical position as transgender, whatever you think you are or want to be, that's your choice. But I want you to look at this message, this chapter, in this book, to show you that the words that we speak, the conversation that we have with one another, can be misconstrued, all mixed up, not misspelled words, misspelled words and spelling, miscommunication, discommunication, that's all mixed up because we speaking it from our mouth and it coming out like, I don't understand what you're saying. What you're saying is mixed up. What you're saying is mixed up. I can't speak plainly, speak clearly. What are you trying to tell me? Quit yelling, quit arguing. What are you trying to tell me? So we, as individuals, everyone on this earth, wherever they may live, can have a form of a alphabet transgender alphabet thinking. Transgender alphabet thinking. Trans, male or female, whatever race you are, misrepresentation of your alphabet, the word that you speak out. See, I'll say it again. I'm introducing to you, we have a gender. We have this term called trans. We can be transformed, transferred, whatever. Not coming from the sexual position, or thinking or mindset that when we communicate from our mouth in the thoughts that we are speaking, we are projecting words of one or more or many of the 26 letters in the alphabet for people to hear what we want them to hear. We are communicating words, we are communicating our alphabets in the form of behaviors and how we communicate with one another. We are transgender male or transgender man, woman, communicating alphabets. And when our alphabet, when our misspelled, when our misinformed, when our lack of knowledge, and how will we pronounce or how will we state our kids on cause, it's mixed up. It is mixed up. So it is a form, I look at it as a form of transgender alphabet speaking from our mouth. Again, I want to say, it's not about the choices that you made or gonna made or you know who made this or that. So don't pack me and say, oh, I'm hitting below the belt for, I'm telling transgender people that they're wrong and what they're doing and they shouldn't have done and all. No, I'm showing you how misspelled alphabet transgender thinking, that's what I want to get out. Misspelled transgender alphabet thinking. When we communicate, we are told to make sure what we say is what we mean. And if we don't say what we mean, someone will call us out. So what you just said does not make sense. Because it's all mixed up. It's all mixed up. Our letter, how? When we write letters or when I write or you write, how many times you misspell a word? You mix the word. You said that word don't go there, that word goes that way. You mixed up the letters. So we are living in a mixed up alphabet world of thinking individual. They say this, but it means that. They say that, but it means this. So it's my pleasure to bring forth this to you to allow you to begin to think. Again, I will emphasize, it's not about a sexual choice that someone made and I'm putting you down or giving you a hard time. I'm just showing you that the term transgender is out there, but it goes way beyond the outside of a physical body. It goes within, it means the 26 letters can be all mixed up. And one thing about my writing, it never have a closed ending. You can hear what I'm saying now and get a little bit of it. I understand what he just said. And listen to it again, so I understand what he said. It speaks to the individual. You can give its closing. But don't listen to it with your emotion. Don't read in anything that I did not say. Try to grab it in the manner I say. There are 26 letters in the alphabet. Everything that we do and say comes from the 26, one of the 26 letters. The bad, the good, there's no exception. No one's exempted from, even a dog understands your words. A person of deaf use sign languages. There are many forms of communication with letters, but it all come back to the alphabet. Alphabet in sign language. Alphabet we communicate with dog. Alphabet when you on the data that come through in the air, that come through the cell phone and the TV. We live in an alphabet world, and we must protect ourselves from ungodly alphabet thinking people that want us to believe and accept as their thinking, their choices that doesn't fit. Similar to the DNA. The DNA, no one, DNA does not lie. DNA does not lie. When we think different from our DNA, we run into a problem. So I thank you. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do more of this book. If you like it, you can also go to Amazon and read the few chapters that I pointed out and give a comment. Do a book review and tell me how you like it. If you like what you heard and you want to hear more of the chapters that does not give you the opportunity on the channel, on Amazon, then type it in the comment section. If you have a comment, if you want clarity on something I said in the previous video pertaining to this book, then feel free to ask me the question. I have done many call to action, asking you, those who listen to what I'm saying, your response, your complaint, your criticism, your thought, your idea, or whatever you will have to engage in a conversation with me. Put it in the comment section. So far, I have not seen any. Has that disappointed me? Sometimes it does, but I've gotten over that a long time ago. I do what I do because I was created to do what I do. I always say the books that I write, if I was writing for money, I'd stop a long time ago. But it's the money, the rewards come after the writing. It's about the literature, the things I put on paper. 48 years of writing. 48 years. I thank God that He continued to watch it for me, and I have many more years to bring forth more messages. I'm working on 2 other projects. I think I mentioned it in a couple other videos. And these are the thoughts I have. One of the book is Slavery, Star 69. Slavery, Star 69. If you know what Star 69, the meaning of that, and you know what slavery is about, you should come into a clear or close to what I'm going to be writing about. I want it to be like a workbook. And the other one I had, slavery exists in plain sight without the white hoods. Slavery exists in plain sight without the white hoods. And there's another one I had that came across my mind. So I'm always thinking about interesting topics that come. I even got one that I have not finished, that I got it and have not put it together. And I titled it, Why Do Men Have Nipples? Oh, that's stupid. Why do men have nipples? That's obvious. But there's a catch. I put something together that will cause any individual to say he's right. It's my opinion, but it has factual support. We all can have an opinion. But when we see factual support to what we're saying, when we have factual support and information to back up what we're saying, it's not my opinion, it's facts. 1 + 1 is 2, or 2 + 2 is 4, or 5 + 5 is 10, or whatever we think about. It's not about who's right and who's wrong, or let's agree to disagree, because we can't all say we're right. One person has to admit that they're wrong, admit that they're right, and drop it if they cannot make sense or a person don't understand. But we live in a world right now where we must be at the right state in our mind. We're living in an alphabet world. Everything that you're seeing that's happening so far, let's go 10 years or 5 years or 2 months or 3 months. Everything that you read on print, everything you read or hear on social media is coming from one of the 26 letters of the alphabet. So when you hear a story about somebody, think of it in a way, a mindset at the alphabet. You behaving like an alphabet today. What you saying? You're being crazy. You behaving badly today, or whatever way you want to use it. You're going to find yourself looking at things and speaking, or looking at things, or be mindful that that's an alphabet. You take a shower. You have a shower. You have an alphabet shower. Why? Because of water coming out. You see where I'm coming from? You're cooking an alphabet meal because everything has an alphabet. You're going to sleep. You're sleeping alphabet. alphabetically. You're alphabetically sitting in an alphabet chair. You're sitting in alphabet. You're swimming in alphabet. See where I'm coming from? There's nothing that escapes us from the 26 letters. And also, there are many other languages all over the world. The Hebrew have 22, I think, letters. So the different nationalities have their own alphabet. Chinese, Japanese, everyone has it. A lot of countries and a lot of nationalities have their variation of letters in the alphabet. But it does not differ. It's still the same. I can say alcohol, smoking, drugs, house, home, car, money in American English language, and someone in another country can say the exact same thing in their native tongue. They're using their alphabet. That is why I say that we live in the alphabet world. And I say this, in order for us to do the right thing, we must accept that what we're hearing, the alphabet thinking that we are receiving, we must see, when we all went to school, we have a pencil with an eraser. You erase the misspelled words. You erase the whatever on the piece of paper. Same thing. It's the truth that helps us erase the misrepresentation of how we communicate and what we are doing. When we have a bad behavior, we are behaving alphabetically, we are behaving, misspelling, doing everything we can think of. So it's the truth. It's the spiritual eraser that will erase the misspelling, the misthinking, the misalignment, the misthought, or whatever just came to your mind. God willing, next week, Lord willing, I'll do another broadcast if He decides. Or maybe I might just talk about the upcoming. So go to Amazon.com and order the book. If you want an autograph copy and buy it from me, I have a few on hand. I can sign it. I think the shipping will be less than $5. The book will be $10 at the time being. If you want one, you want to buy one autograph, just hit me up or text me in the not Instagram, in the message box, or you can just go order one. Thank you. Trying to close this out. The mouse not working?